I think he did a great job. What you really need is that's our quarterback on defense. And Chris is a great leader. He's vocal. He's very intelligent. He's got great football IQ. So he went in there and did a great job. Some people sometimes think that you need to be bigger and thicker to be in there, but this day and age with the game that we play, with the spread offenses, the no huddles, you don't need to be as big as you used to be. The same transitions happening in the NFL. I went from early on looking for real big, thick, muscled up Levon Kirklands in a Pittsburgh Steelers 3-4 to now you're looking for guys that can run and play and are athletes.
The injuries to Malik and Barron, how were they doing before they went out? How big of a setback is that, if it is?
Well, you never want them to miss game, the reps of spring ball. That's invaluable. So it's a shame they missed any. Barron got hurt real early, and that was he was just figuring out what he didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So we were at the very beginning with him. He got hurt. He missed some valuable reps. So we were disappointed that he missed those, but we are glad that in the fall he's going to get those because the surgery was needed.
What exactly were the injuries?
Malik was really having a good spring and really coming along, and then he had the same thing. So it was the right move to make at this time because they'll be back in fall camp.
Were they just rotator cuffs or what?
They both were different little versions of shoulder injuries. They were very fixable. They got fixed, and they'll both be back for training camp, and that's the key.
And you saw enough of Barron to think he can play. I mean, this fall.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's what Urban said.
Yeah, Barron's a big boy that moves well, and he's still coming from the high school football scheme, and he's got to transition, and that was what spring was going to help him with. But I'm very confident that with a lot of work and time and effort put in between now and fall, he'll be okay.
And Justin Hilliard, Justin Hilliard,
go ahead.
Flashed on Saturday quite a few times. Where did you see him come along this spring, and does he figure in your plans now?
Yeah, Justin had a great finish to spring. He had some ups and downs, like all of them do. But Justin had a really good spring game, and he's really moving. He hadn't been on the field for a long time, so he had a lot of rust to get off. And I think the spring game and the spring football helped him get some rust off, build some confidence to move forward and make it run at these positions.
Jerome Baker really had a breakout year last year, and you were here to see it as one of the advisors. Do you think he can take it to the next level, and do you feel like he's got some star power for this linebacking unit?
Yeah, I think Bake's got a huge upside. I think he had a great year last year, like you just said. He's a very knowledgeable football. He's got a high football IQ. You tell him once and he gets it, and he asks real deep questions about it. So I'm very encouraged with where Jerome can go and his athleticism, and he's got a lot of position versatility. I really think I could play him in any of the positions and he'd be fine.
Coach, do you have just a rough depth chart you could give us coming out of the spring on how kind of these guys stand? I mean,
I hate to go there because there's so much competition left, and there's some good linebackers here, and they really are competing hard. It's close, so I don't want to put an order up because I've told them the best 3 or 4 are going to play, and we'll find roles for you. Your job is to get as good as you can get and be a valuable asset to this team, and we'll figure out how to get you on the field.
But would it be safe to say your starting 3, if you're going to the game tomorrow, would be those guys, Baker?
Well, those guys are the ones that we're running together the most. Yeah. But it's not in stone. It's not even. I mean, there's competition happening, and it's alive.
Do you ever work with Sam Hubbard since he does a little bit of stand-up work now?
No, when you take a defensive lineman and just take him out of the 3 and put him in the 2, it doesn't make him a linebacker.
Right.
It just
So it's not the same as an H-back where you might see him in a running back room or.
No, all it is it's a little thing. He puts his hand off the ground and the offense says, "Oh my God, what is he now?" So sometimes we do it just to make them say, "Oh my God," and then his role doesn't change a whole lot. Now there's different things you can do with him, and there's more. When you stand up, the offense simply says, well, he can do more than he can in a 3-point. There's more dropping ability. There's more movement.
But do you help him with those things? I mean, I'm not
Coach
saying
Johnson,
he's in his position.
Coach Johnson has all that down, and we have such a veteran staff of coaches. Right. There's nothing Coach Johnson hasn't coached. Like I could go to D-line. We could interchange, but we know we all stay in our role, and just because he stands up doesn't mean anybody.
Now that you have a game in your back pocket with play calling and that kind of thing with Coach Schiano and Coach Johnson, what's kind of your role with that in deciding? I know because Luke was the defensive coordinator last year and you replaced him. How much are you involved in, I guess, calling the defense?
Oh, I'm here to help in any way I can. Coach Schiano will call it. Everybody has their thoughts. One of the things that from calling, I'm probably got 100 games under my belt now in the NFL. You rely on your whole staff at all times. There's one main guy that's thinking about it and calling it, but there's multiple times during the game that you say, hey, help me solve this problem. What do you guys like here? Coach Johnson, what kind of stunt? Coach Combs, what kind of coverage? Coach Davis, what this running game, what can we do to help stop what they're presenting? And then you call accordingly. We all are well versed in the scheme and how we solve the problems within it. Coach Shiano's the lead dog, and we'll call him and we'll help him any way we can.
Hey, Bill, Kevin on Saturday said that summer's the time when the pass game improves for the offense. I'm wondering what the equivalent area for the defense would be. Where's the one area you can make strides in over the summer?
With us, linebacker-wise, there's nothing we can't do. I mean, there is so much good tape now in the spring game for what we do and how we're going to do it this year that I think even the run fits. I've got a history in the NFL that we practice a lot without contact. So there's things that the guys can do with each other that they can get better without contact. I mean, you don't have to be the violent pounding in any way, shape, or form, and the guys are old enough and smart enough to on their own go out there and get better. And no matter what they choose to do without even my being.
Is there a